All right, so Iere Theatre Productions Limited is putting on its latest production, Hyarima, a reenactment of our first people done through music, drama, and dance, and it's actually a collaboration of all three. The play is set to be in the park opposite the Arima Catholic Church, and it tells the story of the Arena massacre and Hyarima, the first native Trinidadian freedom fighter, and the events that led to the subsequent conversion of the Amerindians to Roman Catholicism. The director of Hyarima is Victor Edwards, and he's joined by one of the cast members, Marina Mohan. Good morning.
Hi, morning. Seems to be a very Iere morning, because you just had Iere Promotions, now you have Iere Theatre Productions.
Keeping in theme.
Yes.
So tell us about this big event and this play, first of all. You are no stranger to directing plays. You won a scholarship, you started off with a bang. Tell us a little bit about the history, where you started and where you are right now.
Well, I started at the secondary school's drama festival, actually, as an actor, and then I became president. I was president of the secondary schools drama association for about 20 years, and during that time I also established the Caribbean Drama Secondary Schools Association to help foster and develop the whole concept of the CXC Theatre Arts program. I retired as curriculum coordinator of the Visual and Performing Arts at the Ministry of Education, and I've been writing and directing plays for a very, very long time as well.
A lot of experience.
Yeah.
Now, about the specific play, you mentioned that this play is something that a lot of students, school children, they tend to put these plays on at school, but now you've taken it to a different level. Tell us about this collaboration with dance and music and all of that. It sounds very, very exciting.
Well, first of all, let's talk about the collaboration with the First Peoples community. Of course, you know, this year they're having a one-off holiday.
Yes.
And normally in August, they have their festival. This play has been sitting for a very, very long time, written by F.E.M. Hussein since in the 1930s. And because of the kind of play it is, it's what we would call a miracle play. You know, it deals with saints and the ethereal dimension and so on, and has to do with the syncretism of the coming together of the Catholicism and the beliefs of the Amerindians, and of course eventually being overridden by Roman Catholicism because of the way it is constructed and all of that. But the language of the play itself is very, very difficult. It's very verbose. You know, F.E.M. was a lawyer. He was also a mayor of Arima. And getting to know the history of the Arena massacre, really, he took it upon himself to write this play. It's not very popular, as I said, because of the way it's written. But we felt that the time had come. In the same way that we had done the reenactment of Indian arrival on Nelson Island, we were asked to contribute our talents, to this particular production by the First Peoples. And well, I thought that it was time that somebody did it, and when we're doing a production, we try to incorporate all the elements of the theater. So we have singing, we've incorporated some Gregorian chants because of the Catholic, the Catholic background to some of the things, as well as music and so on, and of course dance.
Marina, tell me about the character you are going to play in this particular play.
Well, I am playing Anacaona, which is Hyarima, the chief's youngest daughter. My character, so the women in the play, you see where Christianity is adapted by the women, and you see passing of religion onto them. So Anacaona, she leads the women she is all for the Christianity, and she is convinced then of the religion with the priests, and she does not approve of the massacre and the slaughter of the priests. However, she's not against the idea of the getting rid of the Spaniards from Caire, as they would say, and the only thought that she has is she does not want the slaughter of the priests because their approach would have been different. So that is my character.
Now you are no stranger to the set. From what I understand, you have been a major character also in the Sound of Music at Naparima. Tell us about that.
Okay, Maria was my character, and she is a free-spirited person, kind of like how I am. That's my personality.
So it fits.
Yes, it
well.
fits. So in theatre, when it is Mr. Edwards directed that also, I've learned a lot from him, in that when it is you are taking up a particular role, you have to surrender yourself to the spirit of the work, and you really have to connect with that character.
So you enjoy acting,
I really do.
but you also sing.
Yes.
So it's a collaboration. You're acting, but you're also singing.
Yes.
Tell us about that. What can we expect?
Singing, okay, I train in classical singing, classical opera. Yeah, by my teacher. She is Mrs. Bernadette Roberts. So I really started it with her. So I've been training and taking up exams to accomplish myself as a singer. So basically.
All right. Now, Mr. Edwards, tell me a little bit about the storyline. What can we expect for those who may not really know the history?
Well, the thing is that they documented massacre in Arena. I mean, this is historically
Yes.
correct. You know, about Hyarima
Yeah.
and so on. If you know well, the story of Hyarima is that he was in one of the encomiendas in Tunapuna or Santa, one of those places, Kora, you know, and he escaped. So he was like, what do you call it, one of the guerrillas, if you want to
Yeah.
tell me that way. So he escaped and he moved to the northern parts, and he sort of created a commune, as it were, and he fought, you know, resistance against the Spaniards, and he was fighting all over the place. He was helping the Dutch fight against the Spanish in Trinidad as well, and he had one or two sojourns down on the mainland as well. So he was one of those freedom fighters, as we said, but again, it had to do with the enslavement of the Amerindians, and of course resistance to that. And the time comes in a man's life when he has to supposedly stand up for something, and this is what Hyarima did, and slew the governor and his party, who came to Arenales to see if the church that they had established there. So they set an ambush, you know, and they killed the governor and his party, but one escaped and went back to San Jose and informed the people, the garrison there, of what transpired. In the meantime, they had killed all the missionaries, and there's a theatrical thing that happened there as well that you study when you're in theater, about the Amerindians actually putting on the clothes of the priests and went through the rituals, you know, that the priests performed in the churches and so on, which had to do with, to me, with seizing their power.
Okay.
You know, that is what they did. They said the Caribs were cannibals.
Yeah.
But that stemmed from another thing about acquiring the power of the enemy, where they would eat a bit of the flesh.
Yes.
Also. You know, to acquire.
Yeah.
So, and that is how that idea unfolded. But the real massacre we hear very little of, because after that massacre, the real massacre started, where the Spaniards began hunting down the Indians, and they retreated into the forest, and they dived off the end of the island into the sea and killed themselves. Eventually, I think they captured about 80-something, and they hung and shot about 60-something of the Amerindians because of that particular recorded massacre of the governor. His name was what? San Jose de Leon.
Okay.
A little known governor.
Yes.
You know, and because of that, there was that slaughter. But this particular play records some of that. What we have done as a theater group, as a director, what I've done is try to create some balance. So the scenes that FEM would have left out in terms of the life of the Amerindians, how they lived. I mean, they were here before Columbus, they were here before the Europeans. So we had to establish that they were people with a community, with a sense of life and living. So we established that. The atrocities that were committed against them, we had to put those things in as well. Not written words, but action to depict, you know, that these are things that also happened to the Amerindians as well. So we created a kind of balance in the script, you know, because we felt that we had to be true to ourselves and our history. What FEM does, and there's nothing wrong with it, he was of a particular narrative. He was a Catholic, he studied in England, and therefore his head, his narrative as a human being was of that type, and he wrote the play from that perspective, so that the conversion to Catholicism and so on of the Indians was no big thing really. But you know, we've come a long way, and we've learned a lot about ourselves, and that we existed, and we had a system of living and beliefs and so on that we needed to perpetuate. And Hyarima, of course, believed in that, because he's, you know, he was the one who stood up and decided, listen, enough is enough. You know, these mountains and these valleys are things that I inherited from my father, and you come here and, you know, you just want to
It'll be interesting to see who actually plays the role of Hyarima.
Oh, you'd be fascinated.
Tell us about the cast. Tell us about the cast. How many
Marina?
persons?
24 people.
24 persons. How long is the production itself?
It's about an hour and 15 minutes.
What went into it? How difficult was it to actually pull this thing together? Of course.
It's difficult. You see, this what you're seeing on my hand here is just a sample. Tomorrow, the entire cast is coming for the entire afternoon to do tattoos.
Wow, it's a lot of work.
We have been spending a lot of time in doing the costumes. So a lot of jewelry and so on, which we actually, some of which we bought up at the community, and a lot of it which we made ourselves. You know, so we're trying to be as authentic in terms of how we represent our own history, our own heritage, and so on. So a lot of feathers and so on. So a lot of detail work is going into it, and you know, what I like about it too is that it's like the concept of Shakespeare in the Park.
Right, and you're adding a lot of music into it, which is very unique.
Yeah.
Also, so let's just get that. The play initially runs on August 26th, 2017 at 8 p.m. in the park opposite the Arima Catholic Church, and it's free. It's open to the public.
So the believers, the caribs or the Nepuyos, they go to church first. So there's a mass.
Okay.
And from the mass, they come across in the park, and they will have this experience.
Great.
It's open to the public.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that you could come and experience
I'd love to be
it.
there.
You know.
Yes. Thank you so much for being part of our morning show, and we look forward to this event. All right. Of course, educating and informing us of our history and where we've come from.